When you're creating lists, remember to keep your lists 100% ordered or 100% unordered. Ordered lists are those in sequences. They might be a sequence of numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, letters like A, B, C, D, E, Roman numerals like Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2, Roman numeral 3, and so on, etc. Unordered lists use symbols as their labels, like bullets, pluses, hyphens, etc. Be sure to choose which type of list you need. Do your items need to appear in a specific order? If so, you should create an ordered list. If it doesn't matter the sequence that they appear, then you should choose an unordered list. It's important never to mix ordered and unordered lists, because the screen reader cannot keep track if your list is broken, or because the screen reader cannot keep track of lists that contain both numbers and bullets, or letters and pluses, etc. It's important also not to break your list. This happens when you accidentally press the enter button too many times and it takes you out of your list. At this time, always make sure to use the undo button rather than simply pressing the list button again. By pressing undo, it makes sure that the screen reader can continue to read your list in its entirety. Let's have a look at this in practice in Microsoft Word. Here we have the ingredients list for the chocolate yogurt cake. You can tell that ingredients 1, 2, 3, and 4 were not created correctly using the numbered list button. Instead, the author just typed the number 1, dot, and then entered the text. 2, dot, and then entered the text. However, if you click on 5, you can tell that this was used correctly because when you highlight 5, then the numbered list button depresses automatically. In order to remedy this, let's get rid of the incorrect numbering, and then let's create a numbered list. And you can see immediately that this is incorrect because the computer is trying to anticipate the items that are missing. Also, I don't actually need an ordered list because these ingredients don't need to be displayed in a particular order. The order will come later when I'm talking about the process for creating the cake. Therefore, it would be better for me to highlight all of these and then click the bulleted list to take away the list completely, and then click the bulleted list again to make one bulleted list. It's really important that this remain unbroken so that the screen reader can read each item in succession correctly. Here's the same list in Canvas. It's a little bit more difficult to tell in Canvas whether a list was created correctly or not, but you can see that if I highlight these rows, this little caret here, this downward facing arrow, demonstrates that this is indeed correct. However, this whole list is not correct because it blends an ordered list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with bulleted items. It's important for me to turn this off and then turn this off as well, and then highlight all of my items so that they're all in one list, and then click on the bulleted list if that's what I need. If I need to number the list instead, I just click simply on the downward facing arrow, and then I choose from either numbers, letters, or Roman numerals if I need an ordered list. I also have the option of some circles or some squares if I need an unordered list. Remember, it's important that your list be a properly formatted list instead of just simply using numbers that you've typed yourself or pluses or hyphens that you've inserted yourself. And this is because assistive technology will read out the list as ordered list, 3 items or 5 items, etc. It's also helpful for you, the author, when you go back to edit your lists, because it will keep your lists nice and tidy in terms of spacing, and also it will automatically continue the numbering for you.